Samantha.
Oh, Philly.
You were having a nightmare in the middle of the day.
Someone was trying to kill me.
Well, that just might happen if you're late for your Wild West Days meeting. After all, you were the chairperson.
Oh, Clint Lawson's gonna be at this meeting.
Ah, famous television actor comes to a small town?
He and his show are really gonna pack him in. People are coming from miles to see him.
You really put in a lot of time on this project.
Well, Wild West Days is more than just a fun gimmick that's good for business. It's been a tradition in Walden since we were a cow town. You wanna come with?
No, I'll stay here.
Hey, Mr. Lawson?
You ran a tight meeting in there, Miss Kinsey.
Well, thank you. I just wanted to tell you that I really appreciate you and your Wild West show coming to Walden.
Well, it's a pleasure. I hope everyone enjoys our little show.
Are you kidding me? Your little show has been the biggest thing that has ever happened to Wild West Days. The ticket sales are going through the roof. The school building fund's really gonna profit big time this year.
Well, I'm glad to know it's going for a good cause.
I liked your television series a lot.
Only through reruns, I'm sure. That was a long time ago.
Well, my Uncle Bob was a big fan. He had the whole collection on tape.
You know, I'm putting together a Red River Days feature film.
Really?
See, I came up with the idea for the original series, so I come up with an idea for a sequel in feature form. Some equity investors are very, very interested.
With the original cast?
Yeah, most of them. Those that are left are in the Wild West show. See, this little tour of ours will help a great deal to get us all back in the saddle. Hey, Dougie, come over here. Miss Kinsey, this is Dougie Jones, my friend and good right arm. He works stunts on Red River Days.
It's nice to meet you.
Oh, the pleasure's all mine.
Did you pass out the posters?
Yes, sir. Every shop in town's got one in the window. It's the only one left.
I should have made more.
Can I see that poster?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, that's great.
We should get out to the fairgrounds and start putting things together.
Well, can I have one of those posters for my bookstore?
Yes, ma'am. All yours.
Ma'am?
I'll see you tomorrow.
Last time we tried this, you made the cinch too doggone loose. You almost broke my neck.
Yeah, I've got it worked out now. I tried it myself this morning. It'll hold through the rear. Just wait till all 4 feet come down and shift your weight one way or the other. Cinch will give.
All right. Up, Blanco.
Works good, huh? Of course, if you want people to believe you're hurt, you're gonna have to stay down longer.
It worked great, Dougie. It worked great. Now you just get set to call our friend in Entertainment World, huh?
When you gonna pull it off?
First show tomorrow. We are going to be back in the headlines again, partner.
You know, Clint, there's something I've been wanting to talk to you about for a long time.
Can they wait?
No, I need to get it out.
Well, what about tonight? The hotel in my room. I gotta go find Jeb, get set for tomorrow, okay? Kinsey, that was a mighty fine speech you made. We all feel very welcome.
I want to thank you for mentioning my poster art.
Oh, well, everybody in town just loves it, so I thought they ought to know who the artist is.
Well, I sure thank you.
Looks like Dougie's good for something, sis. Licking Clint's boots, huh?
Be nice, Strother.
I am nice.
Wait a second, you're...
I am. In movies and TV, I have made more widows, terrorized more towns, and robbed more banks than Frank and Jesse James. Now, Clint, what a proper introduction to these fine ladies.
Yeah, sure. Miss Kinsey, Miss Hillman. This here's...
Strother Elam. Pleasure.
Pleasure. Best character actor in TV westerns.
Character actor, that means everybody knows my face, can't remember my name. Of course, they never forget the hero's name, do they, Clint?
And this gentleman here is Philby, Miss Kinsey's associate.
Pleasure, Mr. Elam.
Well, same here. Philby, huh? This is Philby.
Oh, I'm a man of simplicity.
You a Western fan, Philby?
Well, not in the true sense of fan, but I enjoy good storytelling and professional performance, no matter what the genre. I particularly enjoyed your performance as George Roy Bean in The Devil's Bowl.
Well, thank you, sir.
And this here is Miss Annie Boone. You may remember in Red River days, she was Annie Oakley.
Howdy.
I hope to see you again. Mr. Philby?
Ladies, Philby, I'll see you all later.
Jerk.
I'll get us some seats.
Okay, we'll meet you there. You were so great as Annie Oakley. You could ride and shoot a gun better than any of the men.
Thanks.
How'd you do all that?
Oh, I grew up on a ranch. Had lots of practice.
It must have really disappointed your fans when you left the show. Why did you leave the show?
I'm the wrong person to ask. Hey, life takes turns, honey. None of us here is who we plan to be. Excuse me?
Detect a little hostility there.
More than just a little.
I get the impression she did not leave Red River days happily.
Now, you loosen that saddle cinch just like you did yesterday.
Yeah, I thought we were gonna talk. I went by your hotel room last night, but you weren't there.
Yeah, well, I stayed here late last night. I had some thinking to do.
I really need to talk to you about something.
Not now, Dobie, all right? I gotta get my head into the show tonight. Yeah, we'll have a couple of drinks at the hotel and we'll talk.
All right, I guess it can wait till then.
Good.
This is really exciting.
I know, it looks like the whole town turned out for this.
Miss Kinsey. Counselor, I didn't recognize you in the hat.
That's classic. Bob Hope and Paleface.
You've been really patient, ladies and gentlemen. So without further ado, let's head back to the Red River days. There's Annie Boone riding shotgun on the stagecoach. Look out, Annie, here comes the Dalton gang. And I think one of those masked bandits is none other than Brother Elam. Now let's return to yesteryear. Ladies and gentlemen, Clint Lawson. Look out there, Clint. Up, Blanco. Paramedics. Paramedics. Paramedics to the arena.
We need a paramedic now!
How's your star attraction doing, Miss Kinsey?
He had a pretty good fall, no broken bones.
Seems your cowboy hero's having a tough time keeping his saddle on his horse.
Toby, will you show Chief Connors what you found?
The saddle cinch was cut.
Quint Lawson's fall was no accident.
That cinch was deliberately cut to cause it to break.
You sure this is off of Lawson's saddle?
I took it off the saddle myself.
Thank you, Philby. Well, Counselor, what do you think?
DA's office has some concern.
I think we might really be onto something, Chief.
Thank you, Miss Kinsey. I'll take it from here. Officer. All right, clear out of there, you guys. Give him some air. Son, get these people up there for questioning. Let's go. Ladies, too.
Well, could have been worse.
Could have been your neck.
Hon.
Gee, thanks, Annie.
I'm Chief of Police Connors. How you feeling?
Did you get the license number of that truck that hit me?
Wasn't a truck, Mr. Lawson. And it wasn't an accident either. Somebody cut your cinch.
I don't get it.
Somebody deliberately tried to hurt you. Maybe even kill you.
Kill me?
You have any enemies?
Yeah. Time, arthritis, and those damn reality shows.
Maybe we should go to the hospital.
No. No. No, I don't like hospitals. They're full of sick people and dangerous diseases, you know. No, I'm fine. Really. I'll stay right here.
Okay. I'll see you later, cowboy. Gather up! I got some questions to ask you folks.
I'm going back to the store.
But Philby, you'll miss all the excitement.
I've had about all the excitement I can take for one day. See you later.
Who saddles Mr. Lawson's horse?
Most of the time, Clint handles it himself.
Mm-hmm. And you are?
Jeb Fletcher. I'm the road manager and announcer for the show.
What do you mean most of the time?
Well, sometimes he gets busy. Then one of us does it for him.
Mm-hmm. What about today?
Oh, not today, not me. No, maybe one of the others.
I never touch his horse. He's no longer a star.
And you are?
I am Struther Elam.
You have security on the horses?
Never had a reason for it.
So nobody's watching the horses. Which means anybody could have tampered with Clint's saddle.
Tampered?
That's what I said.
What do you mean tampered?
Nobody leave town.
Fine.
Ladies?
All right, look, we got a show to do in an hour. Let's get to it, huh?
Will Clint be ready in an hour?
He'll be fine.
Bye.
I've seen him take harder falls than that. Still go on. He'll be all right once he gets his wits back.
I don't believe we've met.
Zeke Foster, ladies. Ex-stuntman and all-around hand.
I'm Samantha Kinsey, and this is my friend Cassie Hillman.
Pleasure.
A traveling Wild West show must take a lot of hard work.
Nothing but sweat. But old Clint, he loves entertaining the folks, you know. Always did.
What about Annie and Struther?
Annie didn't have much of a career once she lost her television series. You know, in spite of her feelings for Clint, she joined up, get back in the public eye. You know, Annie and Clint used to be real close.
Struther had a career.
Struther. Lost every dime he ever made. Now he's just ornery.
So you were a stuntman?
Dogie and me both. If you'll excuse me, I got to get back for the next show. But real nice talking with you both.
I'm gonna go get a hot dog. Do you want one?
No, I'll meet you back at the stands.
Okay.
I am telling you the truth.
Just keep your voice down, will you?
I did not cut that cinch. I was working on the saddle and somebody knocked me out cold.
You're lying, Dogie. You're lying. You're supposed to loosen the cinch, but you cut the damn thing by accident. Now you're trying to cover yourself with some kind of a fairy tale. You almost got me killed. Listen to me. You get off your butt, you call that entertainment world, and you tell them that cowboy legend Clint Lawson got himself severely injured in one of his Wild West shows.
Severely injured?
Yeah.
You don't look that hurt.
Then you tell them that the police suspect it to be an attempt on my life. Don't you see it, Dogie? Every news group will pick up that story and come rushing here. I will be back in the headlines, man.
You're not thinking straight.
You know, maybe that stunt worked better than we planned.
You set up this whole thing yourself? You're supposed to be the hero.
Yeah, well, I play a hero, sweetheart. I'm an actor. What you see isn't always what you get. You gonna make that call, or do you need a kick in the right direction? And come back and see me.
You rigged that accident to get yourself media attention.
Well, it wasn't supposed to be quite that violent. Dogie screwed up. However, I survived.
It's really dishonest.
I'll do whatever it takes to get publicity.
What do you think your fans would think about this? Or maybe you don't care. It's shameless.
You'll excuse me. You'll excuse me. I gotta get ready for the next show. See, my fans love me.
Look out, Annie. Here comes the Dalton boys.
So I called Chief Connors and had him drop the attempted murder case. Of course, he had a very good laugh about it. I ate a little crow.
I feel like such a fool. Clint just pulled me right in.
Hey, I went along too. He suckered us both.
Paramedics to the arena. Paramedics to the arena.
He did it again.
Oh, he's getting a piece of my mind in public this time.
Come on, come on. Whoa, whoa. Come on! Easy, easy, easy. Doggy.
It's not Clint.
It's not Clint, it's Doggy.
Can you get me Chief Connors, please?
I thought it was Clint. I mean, he's dressed in Clint's clothes, he's riding Clint's horse, and then right in the middle of the act, he takes a shot through the chest. He's probably dead before he hit the ground.
Why did the deceased change places with Clint?
I don't know. Clint's shoulder was probably too sore for him to go on.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Fletcher.
Do you have any suspects?
Take your pick. They're all telling the same story. Nobody shot Doggy Jones. Nobody knows anything.
Chief, it's Doggy Jones. As in, get along, little.
I get it, Miss Kinsey. I've got my officers collecting their weapons. Then I'm going to invite them down to the station for a little talk after they clean up.
Where is Clint Lawson?
Nobody knows. I got an APB out on him right now. Excuse me.
I'll see you later.
It's awful, huh? Dougie was a good guy.
It's really terrible. Did you know that Dougie had taken Clint's place?
Guess they did it last minute.
Does it happen often?
Dougie is... He was everybody's stand-in. If one of us got sick, Dougie would stand in for us. See, folks in the audience don't see faces, they just see costumes on horses. Dougie used to stand in for me. I had to wear this big blonde wig. You should have heard him complain about that one.
Where's Clint?
Why are you asking me?
Thought you might know.
Well, his truck's gone, which means he's probably back at the hotel.
I heard that you and Clint were very close at one time.
Well, that was a long time ago. Didn't work out.
So are you friends?
I wouldn't say that.
Do you love him?
I wouldn't exactly call my feelings for Clint Lawson love, honey.
Well, what exactly are your feelings for Clint?
Miss Kinsey, the whole big bunch of us here, we're just like one big, happy, very dysfunctional family.
Mr. Lawson? Mr. Lawson?
Miss Kinsey, I'm sorry. I thought you were the maid. Did Doggy tell you I was here?
What are you doing?
I'm waiting for him. He stood in for me today. Shoulder's been killing me all day. He's supposed to pick me up after the show.
How did you and Doggy do the switch?
Yeah, Doggy changed his clothes in my trailer, and I'd slip out when no one was around.
Shoulder are not so sore you can't do a little online gambling, I see.
Just whiling away the time. Look, if Doggy didn't send you, why are you here?
Why did you send Doggy in your place?
He's my stand-in. I want to disappoint my fans.
You weren't afraid something might happen to him?
What could happen?
Same thing that happened to you?
Nothing happened to me except Doggy's not paying attention.
Doggy denied cutting the cinch.
Of course he denied it. He's afraid I'd fire him.
All right, you've convinced me. You really don't know what happened, do you?
What are you talking about?
Doggy was shot. I'm sorry. He's dead.
Dead? Oh, man, why didn't I listen to him?
About what?
He kept trying to tell me something, and I never took the time to hear him out. That could have been me.
So you were in the announcer's booth and you didn't see anything unusual? Wouldn't take very long, would it, to get from that booth down to another position around the arena?
Suppose not.
What would you say, a matter of seconds?
Probably.
But you didn't do that. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
No.
You're a convicted felon.
I served my time.
Manslaughter. You killed a man.
We were in a bar. We were drunk. We got into a fight. I hit him. His head hit the floor. I didn't set out to kill him.
But you did it.
No. The floor did.
You're in no position to be cocky, Fletcher.
I drank a lot in those days. I had a bad temper. It's a part of my life I'd like to put behind me.
Did Clint Lawson know about that part of your life?
Yes, he hired me anyway, gave me a fresh start. I saw it as a chance for me to start running the big shows again.
Word has it that you and Dogie had heated discussions over money.
I'm the new kid on the block. People will talk, I guess.
Well?
We did. Clint pays me a lot less than he did Dogie, and I do 3 times the work.
And you didn't know that it was Dogie and not Lawson in that last show?
As I told you before, they didn't clue me into the switch.
All right. Don't leave town.
Have a nice day, Chief.
Clint's no hero, but I doubt he killed Dogie. He seemed genuinely shocked when I told him.
He's an actor. Maybe he was acting.
You can fake a lot of things, but not going pale. When I told him about Dogie, he went dead white.
What else?
When I came into the room, he was hiding behind the door.
Hiding?
He said he was waiting for Dogie to come back and tell him the show was over. He thought I was the maid. It sounds to me like Clint was the only one who knew Dogie took his place during the performance.
Well, maybe he didn't want anybody else to know.
But why?
He's the hero. The hero gets tossed, he gets back up on his horse. It's the code of the West.
That's what he told me.
What else did you see?
His computer was on. Now, a man who has just murdered an old friend probably wouldn't unwind with a game of Texas Hold'em.
That's a good observation.
What if Dogie wasn't the intended target? And what if whoever shot Dogie thought they were shooting Clint?
If you ever want to go to spy school, I'll give you an excellent reference.
And give up the excitement of life as a bookseller?
What was I thinking? That was excellent reasoning. You've convinced me that Clint didn't kill Dogie.
I have to change.
So there's no way that this could have been an accident?
Hardly. We don't allow live ammunition anywhere near the show.
Well, that doesn't mean somebody didn't accidentally slip that real bullet into the gun.
Accidentally? Look, if someone put a real bullet into one of those old show guns and pulled the trigger, it would probably blow up in his hand.
Ooh. Miss Boone, I see you told the officer that you weren't in the second show.
That's correct.
Why not?
I wasn't feeling well. That old stagecoach is a rough ride. I had one of the guys jump up there for me.
I thought that was Dogie's job.
Well, I couldn't find him.
Well, I guess we know where he was.
Every gun Chief Connors took from the show had been recently fired. They all tested positive for gunpowder residue.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, everyone's in the show from time to time. Everybody fires guns.
Blanks, not real bullets. Somebody loaded their gun for real this time.
Okay, Cassie, if I were the killer, I would put on gloves before I shot at my victim.
That's because you're smarter than most killers, Samantha. In the real world, people make incredibly stupid mistakes. That's how we catch them.
Is there any way to find out if one of those guns shot a real bullet?
We're working on it. The guns were sent down to LA to the forensic lab to be tested.
Have all the cowboys gone back to the hotel?
I think they're at the cantina. Hello?
Counselor, I'm just calling to give you a heads up. The news media has hit town like a herd of locusts.
The media's here. Are they at the courthouse?
No, they're over at the hotel, looking for cowboys, I assume.
Well, thanks, Chief.
One other thing. The, tour manager, Fletcher, he's an ex-con. Did time for manslaughter. He had heated words with the deceased over money. We're keeping an eye on that one.
Thanks, Chief.
Bye-bye.
Jeb Fletcher has a record. Manslaughter. He had words with Dogie over money.
Money is always a motive. Do you mind if we talk about this over dinner? I am starving.
We can't go to the hotel. Too many reporters.
I was thinking enchiladas.
Connors.
Chief, this is Amanda in the ME's office. We found a note in the deceased shirt pocket.
What kind of a note?
It's a handwritten note, Chief.
All right. I'll be right down.
I like to say it's a crying shame that Dogie got himself killed.
You really believe that, Struther? Backstage after the show, I got the distinct impression that you didn't like Dogie.
No. Just because I thought he was a suck-up doesn't mean I didn't like him.
But you didn't, did you?
Well, okie dokie, Mr. Philby. Outside the fact you got some fine-looking friends, I can't think of one reason to answer your question.
That's reason enough to answer mine.
Deputy District Attorney. What a waste of a good-looking woman.
Did you dislike Dogie Jones?
Nope.
Hell yes, he disliked Dogie.
Oh, boy.
Huh? Yeah, well, Struther here doesn't like anybody. He's a mean old man.
I wouldn't talk if I were you, Clint. You sent Dogie out to be shot.
I did no such thing.
He was dressed in your clothes. He was riding your horse. Everybody thought he was you.
I didn't know he was going to get shot. Did you?
What do you mean by that?
Jeb, you're in no position to be drinking in a bar and getting in fights. Now, if you, ladies and gentlemen, will excuse me, my public's waiting.
Okay, come on, folks. Let's not let the big star ruin our wake. Hoist him up for Dogie.
Howdy, everybody. Howdy. Good to see you all here. I just want to apologize. The rest of the gang is feeling quite poorly over the situation that we've gone through today, and so I will be answering any questions you may have, or I will make a statement regarding.
He brought the press with him?
He's pretty happy for a man who's grieving.
He's using Dogie's death as a photo op. You still think he didn't do it?
Well, the evidence is against him, but he's behaving badly.
People can behave badly. It doesn't make them killers.
Looks like them right here. Who knows? Maybe we have some new information.
Get back. Put those cameras down. No more pictures.
Well, what's going on?
Is that your stationery?
Yeah, it sure is.
Is this your handwriting?
Yes, it is, but you...
The coroner found this note in Dogie Jones's pocket. You lying lowlife, I'm gonna get you for what you did. Did you write this?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did, but it's not what you think.
Clint Lawson, you're under arrest for the murder of Dogie Jones. Hook him up.
Well, I didn't kill him.
You have the right to remain silent.
I didn't
Anything
kill him.
you say can and will be used against you in a court of law.
You want to hang on to this till next year?
If there is a next year, there's got to be an explanation for that note in Dogie's pocket.
You said Clint was trying to explain when Chief Connors arrested him.
Once Clint admitted to writing the note, Chief Connors stopped listening.
Well, Clint wrote it, but he said it wasn't a threat.
Doesn't make sense, does it?
It reminds me of that novel by Owen Lasseter, Deadly Suspicions.
All the evidence points to one man while the real killer slips out of town.
To kill again. But you and I both think that Clint was the intended victim.
Chief Connors isn't thinking that way. That note is all the motive he needs.
Well, shouldn't he wonder how Clint could be both the killer and the victim at the same time? What are you thinking?
I'm thinking we don't know anything about Dogie Jones, or the rest of them for that matter. Hello?
This is Sam. Hey, it's me. Clint wants to talk to you.
He does?
Yeah, he sent word through the chief. You don't have to talk to him if you don't want to.
There's a catch, isn't there?
Chief Connors wants to know everything that Clint tells you.
All right. I'll see ya.
Miss Kinsey, you know I didn't kill Dogie, don't you?
Clint, I'm gonna lay it out straight for you. Dougie's dead. He was taking your place when he was shot. For all anybody knows, you had a grudge against Dogie, sent him out in your place, shot him from cover, and then snuck back to the hotel.
You really don't believe that?
It doesn't matter what I believe. I'm not a jury.
What about whoever cut my saddle cinch? I mean, they were trying to kill me.
Dogie did that, remember?
But what if he was telling the truth about somebody clobbering him over the head? Then they shot Dogie, thinking it was me.
Look, you need to pull yourself together, hire a lawyer, or you're gonna be in here a really long time. Chief Connors is convinced you did it. He found that note in Dogie's pocket.
Well, that's why I needed to see you. You see, that note is... well, it isn't a note.
Well, then what is it?
It's dialogue from an old script from my TV show. I wrote it down for Dogie. See, he wanted to have something to say in the Wild West show. He was tired of yelling, yeehaw!
Can you prove that it was dialogue from an old script?
I have an original script somewhere.
Okay, then you need to turn it over to Chief Connors.
Oh, I can get it as soon as I get out of here.
Clint, you are going to be convicted of murder if you don't start telling the truth. And if you have any evidence, now is the time to produce it.
No jury is going to convict me. I'm an American icon.
Don't call me again.
So frustrating.
How do you think Clint's gonna take it when he discovers his beloved media has left town?
The second he got arrested?
Better news in LA. Some singer got arrested for shoplifting.
I think Clint's 15 minutes are up. Do you have that note the ME found in Dogie's pocket?
Yeah, I have a copy of it. Can we get a couple of ice waters, please?
You lying lowlife. I'm going to get you for what you did. Wait a second. There are quotation marks at the beginning and at the end.
Who puts quotation marks on a death threat?
Nobody. But somebody copying lines in a script might use quotation marks.
Clint may be a fallen idol, but at least he's grammatical.
Nobody's all bad. Clint says he has the original script, but he either can't or won't produce it. I can't tell which. He's being pretty vague.
Maybe he's hiding something.
Still, the evidence against him is circumstantial. I mean, nobody's placed him at the scene of the crime or put him in possession of the murder weapon, and there is no murder weapon at this point.
That's what his lawyer's gonna argue at the bail hearing.
So who's the celebrity attorney? The famous Jerry Spence?
Sam Marshall.
The public defender?
Ladies?
Oh. Agadashi tofu, please.
Mystery Woman Bookstore, may I help you, please?
Hey, Philby. Clint's lawyer is Sam Marshall.
The public defender?
Why would a guy who's loaded and considers himself an American hero settle for a public defender?
He'd hire the best, get a haircut, and go on court TV.
I think Clint Lawson might be keeping some secrets.
I'm doing research on all those people.
Well, I think I know someone who might know those secrets. I gotta go.
All right, Samantha.
How's Annie Oakley doing today?
Okay. Is Annie on this end?
So where are all the guys?
Hanging out at that cantina, drinking their tears away.
I just came from seeing Clint. He wanted me to say hello.
He did?
He can have visitors. You can go see him if you want.
You know what? The heck with him. Let him rot.
Annie, what did they do to you?
We're just going for a ride. You're gonna have to excuse me, huh?
I used to write a lot, and I loved it. Is there any chance maybe I could go along?
Yeah, I suppose so. Let's saddle you up. I was young and impressionable. Clint Lawson ripped my heart out. I don't think I've ever really forgiven him.
But you're working with him.
Yeah, I need the money. It's a shot at a second chance, I guess. Probably still chasing rainbows, huh?
Still have feelings for him?
From time to time. And I think about it and I come back to my senses.
Well, at least you have a handle on it.
Yeah. Clint's the one who ruined my career. He says not, but I know better. Clint just always has to come first in everything. He Please.
Clint's supposed to have money, but he hired a public defender.
That's odd. Maybe it has something to do with the movie. Maybe he put all his money in that.
Tell me about it.
It's no secret. We're doing a Red River movie. Big budget. I'm the leading lady. We're gonna start shooting in a few months. It's a big chance for all of us. Zeke's gonna be one of the producers.
Well, there might be a little delay. Your leading man got arrested for murder.
Clint didn't do it, and that's that. He's a lot of things, honey, but he's not a killer.
Well, who do you think did do it?
I've been wondering about Strother. He's been acting real strange this whole tour. He was always ragging on Dogie.
What do you mean strange?
He gets these big boxes delivered every town we're in. Suspicious, huh?
Well, that depends on what's in the big boxes. You don't like Strother, do you?
Can't keep his hands to himself.
I tell you, Philby, this murder has done some serious damage in Walden. Wild West Day shut down, all the tourists gone home.
Mystery woman has a stack of westerns we didn't sell.
Everybody took a hit one way or the other. Western Days is the big tourist event here. Supposed to be a big fundraiser, too. How can those folks just go do the murdering someplace else?
Or not at all. I hear you've been making some deliveries up at the hotel.
You think the deliveries had something to do with the murder?
Don't know. Just checking.
I did deliver a big box, and I mean big, to one Strother Elam. He is one unhappy-looking man.
Where'd it come from?
The used saddle company in Billings, Montana. I remember because we don't get many shipments from there.
A used saddle company?
And that isn't all. There's more.
Go on, Otis. Strother has become one of Otis's best customers.
Now, why would an older character actor be buying saddles when he's supposed to be broke?
Strother's not broke. He has a considerable account in the bank in Nevada.
Oh, Philby, you've been hacking again.
Cyberspace investigation is not hacking.
If Strother has this much money in the bank, why is he working for Clint?
It could be tied in with those shipments. He brought the saddle back to be shipped to parties in Denver.
This still doesn't tell us anything about the bad blood between Clint and Strother.
Might be time to talk to Strother.
Annie said the guys are hanging out at the cantina. Will you come with me?
Absolutely. I love the smell of stale beer.
Hey, Doug, could I get a soda? Strother, you enjoying our town?
I hate small towns.
You like the wide open prairie?
No, I like Las Vegas, bright lights, some women, and the smell of money. So, you heard anything about Clint? They hang him yet?
Well, we usually have a trial before the hanging.
Well, that's too bad.
Sounds like you got a big problem with Clint.
Oh, no, don't pay me no attention. I had too much to drink. Look, Clint and me, we're buddies.
If he did to me what he did to you, he wouldn't be my buddy.
Well, that's water under the bridge. You know that story?
Just Clint's version. What's yours?
I bet he told you that my wife left me because I hit her.
Did you?
No, I did not hit my wife. It's more like Peaches threw herself at Clint. Until he noticed, and then Clint took her bait, and she started swimming up the food chain.
So she divorced you and married Clint?
After she cleaned me out, yeah.
She's still married to Clint?
She stayed with him long enough to sock away some big bucks, and then she just took off.
Clint marries your wife, and you're not mad at him?
It wasn't his fault, was it? It was her fault.
Still, taking your wife isn't a very nice thing to do.
No, it wasn't.
Strother's lying through his teeth. He and Clint have had more than one argument over the woman.
You were there when it happened?
Before my time. I have reliable sources.
But you don't know firsthand.
I'm not lying about this.
Have you been part of the Wild West show for the whole tour?
Every dusty little town from Nitpick, Wyoming to Ashcan, Arkansas.
Who do you think killed Dogie?
Clint. Same as everyone else.
Doggy must have had something on him.
Nobody's saying it except you.
Clint's not dangling a carrot over my head.
What does that mean?
I don't do movies. I do big road shows. Or at least I did, and I like to do them again. Clint's movie doesn't bother me one way or the other.
You have no interest in movies.
I heard you did some prison time.
It's hard to keep something like that a secret. What's your point?
No point. I just wanted to see your face when I asked.
$319.
You hacked into the hotel's computer system?
The H word offends my senses.
Didn't by any chance get a key, did you?
Didn't have time. You know you're breaking into a man's room.
We've got to find something to connect Clint to Doggy's murder. And Philby, the B word offends my senses. What a mess.
Easy to search this room. Everything that Doggy owns is on the floor.
It's hard to tell if Doggy was this messy or if the police did this when they came through.
Newspaper clippings. These are from the towns that they appeared in. They got pretty good reviews.
Old boots, dirty clothes. Yikes. Looks like Doggy forgot his quarters for the washing machine. Philby, look.
Don't move.
How can I thank you?
Just glad to be of help, man.
You want to tell me what you two were doing here?
We thought we might find something significant in Doggy's room.
So you were snooping.
This isn't a crime scene. We didn't break any rules.
So breaking and entering is no longer a crime.
We didn't break. We just entered. The maid must have left the door open.
You've got a dead rattlesnake and a gun. I don't think Philby and I are so important.
What are you doing here?
Well, I was on my way to my room. And like they said, the door was open a crack, and I heard the snakes rattle.
You heard the snake rattle from all the way out there in the hallway?
I used to wrangle rattlers.
So you're experienced with snakes?
If you're accusing me of putting that snake in this room, you better have some proof.
If you did it, I'll find it. Let me ask you something. You ever seen this gun before?
It's hard to tell. It's in that bag.
I'm gonna ask you again. Have you ever seen this gun before?
No. But,
But what?
well, it reminds me. Clint has a collection of old Western six guns.
Really?
Why would Doggy put a rattlesnake in a box on top of a gun?
To keep someone else from finding the gun.
Crazy Dutchman's mind.
Excuse me?
Red River Days. It was the episode where a miner used a rattlesnake inside of a box to protect his gold.
Then why didn't the police find it the first time they searched the room?
Because it wasn't there. And Doggy was already dead.
You just might make spy school yet.
Okay, this is getting more and more complicated. We have a gun in Doggy's room protected by a deadly snake. That's pretty suspicious behavior.
It makes one think that Doggy is the killer.
Except he was the one who got murdered.
Here we go again. We got a killer who's also the victim.
Unless... Mr. Foster.
Call me Zeke.
I wanted to thank you again.
There's no need.
I also wanted to ask you about Clint's gun collection.
Should have kept my big mouth shut. Anyway, I only saw it once, and that was years ago. It was right after Clint had bought his ranch, and he had invited all of us down for a barbecue. You know, his way of showing off a little bit.
Did you resent him?
He earned it.
Not everybody feels that way.
Where'd you hear that?
People talk.
Talk is cheap. You should know that. Besides, show business breeds jealousy. Excuse me.
I think I'm gonna go talk to Clint.
I'm gonna get back to Mystery Woman and get on my computer.
More hacking?
Informational research on our suspects.
Right.
What gun? What snake?
There was a box in Doggy's closet. Inside the box was a rattlesnake.
Well, that doesn't make sense, because Doggy hated snakes.
What about you? Do you hate snakes?
Only the two-legged kind. Used to have a couple around the place just to show visitors.
Did you handle them yourself?
There's not much to it. Just stay away from the head.
The snake was coiled up on top of a 6-gun. An old 6-gun.
What'd this gun look like?
Silver, chrome, a long barrel, wooden grips, a small silver star on the grips.
I gotta get out of here.
Why is that?
Food's lousy.
Your bail hearing's coming up. You might get lucky.
I don't need luck. I didn't kill Dogie.
Clint, this is not a traffic ticket. Why do you have a public defender?
I like Sam Marshall. He's a good enough lawyer. He is the entire collector's edition of Red River Days. I told him I'd sign the cover. Hey, do me a favor.
Is it legal?
If you see Annie, ask her to bring me a burger and fries.
If I see her.
Thank you very much. Well, according to ballistics, none of the guns they tested was the murder weapon.
I'm not surprised.
Dogie's guns is in the evidence room.
Was it fingerprinted?
I would hope so.
What if it doesn't belong to Dogie?
Dogie's room, Dogie's closet. I guess you're right, it wasn't there in the initial search.
Which means it was put there after the fact, if it is the murder weapon.
By the killer for safekeeping until they needed it.
Like to place it in Clint's room and pin it on him?
You still think he's innocent?
He's too self-centered to be guilty.
I'll get the answers on that gun ASAP.
Call me.
Hi. Hey. Well, you look different. Sometimes you gotta dress up and feel like a girl.
What can I do for you?
You're friends with that blonde DA, aren't you? Did she say anything about when Clint might be getting out?
Well, soonest would be after the bail hearing. I think Chief Connors is still collecting evidence.
I'm worried about that movie Clint's doing.
Can't he delay it? Assuming he'll be out of jail.
I need the job. I'm broke.
And if the movie's delayed?
Put it off too long, the people financing it are gonna get antsy and pull out.
So all the work would be for nothing?
Pretty much.
Except for Jeb. He has nothing to do with the movie.
Jeb was supposed to be in on it. Clint promised him he could be one of the producers with Zeke. And then a couple days ago, Clint reneged on it.
You gave me your word, Lawson.
Yes, I gave you my word, but you know things change in this business.
Why? Why? Because I'm an ex-con? No. The money guys are telling me they need somebody with real movie experience to be a producer.
Yeah, and you're just gonna go along with it, right?
I tried convincing them otherwise. They wouldn't hear it. They can't hire a guy who only has roadshow experience.
I only agreed to do this lousy show because you promised me I could be a producer on the movie.
Considering your history, bub, you don't have much room to gripe. I mean, who else would hire an ex-con? Look at it this way. I got you back in show business.
I ought to wipe the floor with you.
I wouldn't try it.
You owe me, and I will collect. I know you were a part of this, Dogie. I won't forget it.
And Jeb stayed?
Clint's holding him to his contract. Mean, huh?
Mean enough for Jeb to want to kill Clint?
Thing about revenge, people take it on the spot, a month later, years down the line. The only thing that matters is that you get even.
Have you ever thought about revenge on Clint?
Just about every sleepless night for years. I put it behind me now.
You're better for it.
I guess I just gotta wait for Clint's bail hearing to find out if I'm looking for work again. Part of me hopes that old lizard just stays locked up forever.
I saw Clint, and he wanted me to ask you if you would bring him a burger and fries.
Samantha, do I have a sign around my neck that says, "Use me, I'm easy"? See you around.
Jeb Fletcher wasn't truthful about his interest in movies.
And Zeke said Dogie's door was open a crack when he passed it. Well, it wasn't because I closed it behind me when I went in. So he must have had a key. It's another untruth.
Chances are they're both at the cantina.
Yeah, Otis. That's great. We'll be over there in a little while. You're gonna like this. Strother made another shipment.
Howdy. Looks like you overcame your scare, Miss Kinsey.
I was scared, but now I'm just confused.
About what?
You said the door to Dogie's room was open when you walked by. That's not exactly true.
Excuse me? You calling my friend a liar?
Stay out of this.
I have decided I do not like you.
One can't please everyone all the time.
You got a smart mouth, too.
This is none of your business.
I'm making it my business.
Philby, maybe we should let Chief Connors handle this.
I can handle it. Oh, we'll fix you. Oh, yeah. We'll fix you good. Do it.
Forget it, Scrubber. He ain't worth it.
Now, Zeke, back to that hotel room door.
I've said all I'm gonna say.
Let's go.
Hey, you lied to me.
I did?
You were supposed to be a producer in that new movie, and then Clint changed his mind.
Wasn't no big deal.
Well, big enough it almost caused a fight.
You're getting misinformation.
Okay. I intend to find out.
Philby, that was quite a move you laid on that guy. You got any more?
No. Shouldn't we go see Otis now?
I'll call Cassie.
Otis thought he heard some ticking in the box.
So under the new Homeland Security guidelines, I took it upon myself to, the box!
You said you thought you heard ticking. Why didn't you just call the police bomb squad?
Otis was in bomb demolition in the Army. He knows what to do when it comes to disarming explosive devices.
Besides, the closest bomb squad is in Los Angeles.
So you called Philby.
We did some work a few years back. We stayed in touch.
And I'm here.
In case there is something illegal in the box.
Bingo.
May I?
Please do.
A saddle.
Spurs.
Got a horse in there to go with it?
Clint Lawson's signature.
And a certificate of authenticity stating that everything in this shipment belonged to Clint Lawson.
And a bill of sale for $6,000 to a company called Western Memorabilia in Colorado.
They're forged.
What, the saddle or the spurs?
All of them. The signature is the same on all three. Identical. No one's signature is always identical, especially on 3 different surfaces.
It's probably one of those signature machines. They traced over Clint Lawson's real signature.
Like off a paycheck. Western collectors will pay a fortune for memorabilia like this.
If it's real, which this isn't.
It looks like Strother is in the fake memorabilia business.
I didn't know anything about fake goods. I'm not in on this, no.
Otis. We know it wasn't you. You're the one who reported the ticking.
I did?
And called the proper authorities? Me?
Otis, you're a hero.
I am.
I'll have someone come down and pick up the evidence.
I will guard this with my life.
Good man. So are you gonna get a warrant for Strother?
The minute I get back to the office.
Can you wait a little while?
Why?
Well, I've been adding up the evidence. And Dogie was killed while he was dressed like Clint. But nobody but the two of them knew that they had switched places, so I've got to believe the killer was after Clint.
So I'm arresting Strother for fraud, not for murder.
With Strother in jail, it's harder to investigate him for murder. He could have killed Dogie thinking Dogie was Clint.
And his motive for wanting Clint dead would be?
Revenge, born out of jealousy.
Clint ran off with Strother's wife.
Recently?
Years ago.
So if he kills Clint, he kills the fake memorabilia business.
When does the price on a star's memorabilia skyrocket?
When he's dead.
Bingo.
You too. All right, I'll hold off as long as I can.
Thank you, Mrs. Kramer. I'll let you know when the next Nora Roberts comes in.
Got some backstage info on Red River Days.
Really? Gossip? Spill it.
Clint and Annie were romantically involved.
Old news. Next.
Clint fired her.
Why?
Clint told the press that Annie had an offer to star in her own show. But the truth is, Annie was getting more fan mail than he was, and he felt threatened, so he fired her.
Did Annie know that Clint fired her because he felt threatened, or did she actually believe she was getting her own show?
She didn't find out until 6 months after she had left Red River Days. And by that time, she was going broke.
Clint is a real piece of work. If I were Annie, I would want revenge.
Maybe she got some. She broke into his house and ripped up his upholstery and painted his walls with mustard.
Not bad, but not nearly enough.
Maybe she thought so too.
Annie told me she was over Clint, but maybe she joined the Wild West show to kill Clint.
People do lie.
You got all that info from your colleague?
No, I got it from a website. Guy used to be a writer for Red River Days. His name is Lee Ramblin'. He sells old scripts and old gossip. Very bitter, but a great speller. But this is Clint Lawson's financial report from A to Z. I think you might find it very interesting.
I never would have guessed. Hello? Hey, Cassie.
Clint Lawson was just released on bail. Miss Boone picked him up and is taking him back to the hotel.
Really?
Yes. See you later.
Okay, thanks for telling me. Clint Lawson made bail. Annie went to pick him up and is taking him back to the hotel.
You going over there?
I am.
Be careful.
Thank you. Oh, Annie. I heard Clint made bail. Where is he?
I do have that sign around my neck. Use me. I'm easy.
What did he do this time?
Nothing. Just like always, nothing. I pick him up at the courthouse, I drive him here, and then he just jumps in his truck and drives off. No thank you, no kiss my bottom, no nothing.
Wait a second. He can't just leave town. The chief will throw him back in jail.
Oh, Clint's not leaving town. He just went to the fairgrounds. Just didn't want me to go with him.
That would be trespassing. We shoot trespassers where I come from.
I'm not trespassing. I'm following you.
Well, I don't like being followed.
Quit pretending like you're gonna shoot me. Put that gun down.
It isn't loaded.
Why are you here?
I always come here to think.
You were looking for that gun.
Yep. It's not here. Dogie must have taken it.
Dogie didn't take your gun.
It was in his room.
Put there after he was already dead. Did you put it there, Clint?
No. That means whoever shot Dogie thinking he was me put it there.
Any idea who that might be?
A number of people. I haven't exactly been upfront with the truth in my dealings.
You mean like this?
Now, this is supposed to be confidential information. How did you get it?
I have my ways.
Well, now you know it all. I'm broke. Busted flat. Lost everything to ex-wives, taxes, and gambling. I had to sell off everything of value to live. But I saved a couple of old guns just for the memories.
If the report on that gun comes back with your fingerprints and a ballistic match to the slug that killed Dogie, you're in a lot of trouble.
You know, I'd say most of my money went the way of gambling. Welcome to my spread. A beat-up old trailer and a couple of chairs. You know, everyone thinks it's just my dressing trailer. It's my home.
I saw you playing poker online. You have a gambling problem.
Ooh, only when I lose. Just most of the time.
Everyone thinks you have a fortune socked away.
See, I've always been the master of spin. Make anyone believe anything I wanted them to. So, a fortune's a slight exaggeration. I held onto that gun you saw because it was worth a lot of money. It was my ace in the hole. That was the gun John Wayne used in his very first film. The Big Trail, 1929.
Must be pretty valuable.
I'd say about 80,000 valuable. And nobody but me and Dogie knew that gun was here.
Nobody knew this was your home. So somebody broke in, took the gun, and left everything else?
You don't believe me?
Goodbye, Clint.
Samantha, you gotta believe me.
You're a liar, a gambler, maybe a killer?
You don't believe that.
Which part?
I'm not a killer and I'm not lying when I say things are gonna change. When I get this movie off the ground...
There is no movie, Clint, okay? This whole road trip is about you trying to make enough cash to keep your bookies at bay. It's a nice scam.
No, it's not a scam. And I'll get my movie made.
You told Jeb he could be one of the producers, and then you reneged. You blamed some non-existent money people.
I couldn't be tied to an ex-con.
It's how you got him to join the Wild West show. You gave him a shot at a future.
Look, he'll make out all right, and I will make my movie.
How? Some magic falling out of the sky?
No. I'll make it happen. And that movie will lead to a new TV show. I know it.
Does Annie know you're broke?
No.
I think deep down she still cares about you.
I wrecked her career. I was young and selfish.
Now you're older, selfish. You ought to tell her the truth.
Enjoy your books.
Thanks, Philby.
Hey, Sam.
Hi, Sam.
Cassie called. She wanted to give you some information about that gun we found.
Because Clint's fingerprints are on it?
You talked to Cassie?
No, it's just an educated guess. Anything on the ballistic report?
No, still waiting.
When are they gonna pick Clint up?
Well, Cassie doesn't think he's a flight risk.
You know, at times life can be kind of depressing.
You must have just seen Clint Lawson.
Yes, I did. He now knows what we know. He's broke, totally self-centered, an addicted gambler, a liar, and all around not a nice guy.
Clint's not really a bad guy. He spent a lot of money.
On gambling?
And on building a children's hospital in Texas.
A children's hospital? So he's a liar, a gambler, and now a philanthropist?
People are complicated. Sometimes good people do bad things. Sometimes bad people do good things. And sometimes good people do bad things for good reasons.
Like who?
Spies.
Okay, Philby, you got me there.
Oh, Cassie said that Chief Connors is going to pick up Strother tonight.
She said she was gonna wait. I guess she couldn't.
Makes it difficult to investigate a murder suspect sitting in prison for 10 years.
He certainly has motive.
Well, maybe sitting in jail will make him more cooperative.
Okay, so then there is Zeke Foster, Jeb Fletcher, and Annie Boone left.
You don't really think she's a prime suspect, do you?
No, but we still need more information on Jeb and Zeke. And we really don't know anything about Dogie.
I'll see if I have any answers to my inquiry.
Annie? We need to talk.
It's too late, Clint.
It's not even 8 o'clock.
I meant in our relationship. Like 100 years too late.
Annie, I'm going to tell you the truth. For the first time in a long, long time.
Can hardly wait to hear this.
I'm broke, Annie. I have been for years.
What kind of scam are you running now?
Scam? No, I'm telling you the truth. I'm busted. Lost everything.
Really? Your ranch?
Gone. Yeah, took me half my life to buy it and one night to lose it.
What about the movie?
It's a long shot at best. I'm sorry.
Sorry. Sorry. You lied to me! You just string me along! Yes, you were sorry. You were the sorriest individual on this planet.
All right.
All right.
I lied to you about the movie because I liked having you around.
You have lied to me from day one. You even lied when you fired me. You said the network wanted me gone.
Well, that was a lie. And it wasn't about you getting too much fan mail either.
Then what was it about?
It was about me being a jerk. I fired you because you were better than me. Oh, you were the real star of the show.
You mean that? Clint? That must have been really painful for you to tell me that.
Yeah, it was.
Well, not painful enough.
Oh! Oh!
It's enough for one night. I'm gonna go back to my room.
Annie?
Oh, thanks. I needed that.
What are those numbers?
What numbers?
Looks like... Philby, you've hacked into a bank.
That would be illegal. You might want to take a look at this.
Dougie's bank statement. No money in the savings, a couple hundred in the checking. Another flat broke cowboy.
Take a look at line 4.
Safety deposit box. But no key was found on his body or in his hotel room.
Why would a broke cowboy keep a safety deposit box? And where's the key?
Because he obviously had something of value to hide and somebody took the key.
Apparently. But who?
Whoever took Clint's gun and whoever shot Dougie.
Look, I know I'm guilty of fraud, but I did not kill Dougie.
You wouldn't shoot Clint, would you?
Ma'am, I couldn't hit the broadside of a barn if I was inside of it.
So you liked Dougie?
Come on, he's a harmless guy. You know, he's always sucking up to Clint, even in the old days. But Clint used him. Dougie was his runner for gambling. We all knew about it.
Runner?
Yeah, go-between. For Clint and the bookies. You see, Dougie would collect the winnings or he would deliver the losings. Sometimes Dougie, he'd get roughed up when Clint's payments were late.
Roughed up?
Yeah, busted lip, bloody nose.
Did he ever get angry at Clint?
Dougie Jones was not an angry kind of man. I mean, ever since I got to know him, I never seen him get mad other than a couple of times.
Anytime recently?
The day we hit town, we were setting up, and he and Zeke were going at it. Something over Clint. That's all I know.
It ain't no good, Zeke. I can't live with it anymore.
He owes you, Dougie. And me. Live with it.
I need to get that key back.
You're making a big mistake, Dougie.
Well, then, Zeke, it's my mistake. Where's the key?
Well, I don't have it on me. I'll get it for you later. But I would think long and hard before you told Clint.
Well, I have thought long and hard about it. I'll think on it some more.
In the meantime, if you're going to stand in for Clint in the show, you please let me know beforehand.
Why?
Because I don't want to miss seeing if that big old white horse is going to buck you off like it did in Tucson last month.
Oh, Blanco, he really stuck my head in the dirt. My ears are ringing for a week.
In case you don't see me before the show, just pick up that fancy phone of yours and give my cell phone a call.
Well, I'll do it, but he's not going to surprise me again.
I'll pick it. Want to bet?
How much?
How about 10 cents?
Dougie had a cell phone. It was never found.
Oh, no, it was a fancy one. All the whistles and bells.
Have you talked to Clint?
Yeah, he came by. Said he wasn't going to press charges. And that he was going to sign all the stuff I sold. I might be able to slide out of this.
Why did you do it?
Why? Well, my self-excuse was losing my wife. But thinking about it, that's just an excuse. It was just greed. Breathe.
I really enjoyed you as an actor.
Thank you.
Did Clinton mention the movie?
Yeah, he said it was all a fantasy. Shame, though, It'd be fun to be in front of the camera again.
Do you think anybody else knew he was lying?
Dougie. Maybe. He'd be the only one.
Clint told me that Dougie used this trailer to change his clothes.
And you're thinking he dropped the cell phone the day he was killed?
Well, if he did and we can find it, we might be able to weave some of these strings together. Here it is. Strother said that it was fancy with all the bells and whistles. Battery's dead.
The battery's easy.
What about retrieving other information, like the last number called, date, time?
It would be even easier if I were at her desk.
Use one of your special gadgets.
No. I'd recharge the battery.
I think we're approaching this from the wrong direction.
Well, let's step back, look at all the information, and draw a new conclusion.
Dougie knew about Clint's trailer, his money problems, and his gambling.
He more than knew about it. He placed Clint's bets for him.
So maybe Dougie became a victim because somebody knew his secrets. Somebody who was using Dougie to get to Clint.
Well, that's a good theory. But who?
Okay, Dougie had something important to tell Clint, but he never got the chance.
And Zeke knew what it was.
And talked Dougie out of telling Clint. And then Jeb had a grudge against Dougie. He even threatened him. You know, we've just been looking at motives aimed at killing Clint.
Well, the mystery lies with Dougie. The last number called, time and date.
Well, it's the day Dougie was killed, and right before the second show. You know, they're having a memorial service for Dougie at the fairgrounds tomorrow morning.
That's a fitting place to put Dougie's memory to rest.
Every suspect except Strother will be there.
I assume you and I will be there.
With Dougie's cell phone, we might be able to flesh out the killer.
Spoken like a true hunter.
We're gathered here to say farewell to a fallen comrade. Some of you here didn't know Dougie Jones too well, but he was a stand-up man, full of integrity and honesty. His untimely death leaves a void in all our lives. I'm sure his killer will be brought to justice soon, but that's not what we're here to talk about right now. We're here to remember Dougie Jones.
You may want to invite Chief Connors.
Yeah.
What if it's a wild goose chase? Now, we've had egg on our faces before.
Dougie wanted to be cremated and have his ashes spread across the vast West Texas Badlands. And that will happen just as soon as all of this is over. And he had a favorite poem. I'll do it for you now. Maybe somewhere Dougie's listening.
You may as well do it now.
Yeah.
Last number Dougie called?
It's a simple poem. Then again, Dougie was a simple man.
Hello? I was calling for Dougie. Gotcha.
Zeke, what the hell are you doing? Hey. Whoa.
He killed Dougie.
Hey.
Go.
What's going on? Don't just stand there. Mount up and help the lady. Let's go, boys.
Oh, they're here!
Got me a hostage.
You may as well give up. You can't get away.
I get down off that horse.
Or what? You'll shoot me?
Well, they can only execute me once.
You knew it was Dogie in Clint's clothes. He called and told you.
He wanted to tell Clint about the money.
The money in the safety deposit box?
Oh, Dogie, he been skimming Clint for years.
But Clint never caught on.
Oh, Dogie'd give him a little of the winnings from time to time. Oh, Clint just figured himself to be a big loser. Which he is.
So you shot Dogie to keep the money for yourself. And then when the time was right, you were gonna lay the blame on Clint.
He owed me big time. I didn't like hitting old Dogie on the head, though.
You didn't mind killing him. You stole Clint's gun, you shot Dogie, you placed the gun in the closet with a snake for safekeeping, and then, when the time was right, you were gonna plant the gun in Clint's trailer where the police hadn't searched.
I had a key to Dogie's room. I was coming to get the gun and move it to Clint's trailer. Don't move! So you figured the whole thing out, huh?
Not quite. I still don't understand your resentment of Clint.
Or the idea for the Red River days? That was my idea.
But he cut you out.
I never saw a dime.
Sounds like my posse's coming to rescue me.
Get down off the horse.
No.
No? I got the gun, lady.
Up, Blanco! Now I really gotcha.
Come on, hit it! Come on!
You got here quick?
I was on my way here when you called. To get him. Clint Lawson, I'm taking you into custody.
Did he violate his bail?
No, counselor, he didn't. The ballistics report came back from the gun found in Dogie Jones's hotel room. It was the weapon used to murder Jones. Lawson's gun and Lawson's fingerprints.
There might be a hitch in your plan.
A hitch?
Hey! Look! Over there!
There's your killer, Chief. Zeke Foster.
Foster? What? You want to explain what's going on, counselor?
I'll explain later. In the meantime, can you get Snoopy some help?
Men, go help the lady with her prisoner. Get him down off that horse. Zeke Foster, you're under arrest.
Kind of felt like Annie Oakley out there.
Well, you look just like her.
Well, that's a compliment coming from Annie Oakley.
Thank you. Well, I just wanted to stop by before I left town. Where will you go? Hollywood.
A new film career?
I'm gonna give it a shot. I have a cousin who lives there. She said I could stay with her while I get going.
Years ago, when you were mad at Clint.
Mm-hmm. Which time?
You ripped up all his furniture, and then you painted his walls with mustard.
That time.
Why mustard?
Well, I ran out of ketchup. How did you hear about that, honey?
Howdy, everybody. Oh, am I glad I found you. I thought you'd left town.
Hello, Clint.
We haven't got much time. I'm signing a deal to sing at a new club in Vegas. I have to leave today.
Clint, you don't know how to sing.
I'll learn. That's not the point. I want to marry you, Annie.
Good for you.
Well, that's great. Does that mean yes?
It means no. And as Annie Oakley would say, y'all take care now, huh? Bye. Bye.
Best of luck.
You know you love me. You know I love you. Come on, marry me. Annie.
Philby, would you call that true love?
Personally, I would call it insanity.
Hallmark Movies and Mysteries presentation.
He was leaving with information that could ruin us.
It's Murder on the Back Nine.
I think it's time for me to start snooping again.
And everyone's a suspect.
Arrest this woman. Do it, Chief.
This whole thing smells like a setup.
But the biggest mystery is what to do with one of these. Kelly Martin is Mystery Woman, Oh Baby. Starts right now on Hallmark Movies and Mysteries.